This is the final part in a series of videos in which I have been repairing this device. It's an ADM-3A dumb terminal. The screen was in very poor condition when I received it. This is not mine, I'm repairing it for somebody else. And there were various faults on the board, so I've been right through the entire system, made sure it's all working the way it's supposed to. And the sorts of things you can use this for are very varied. For example, you can use it for controlling machines like the Altair 8800. I've got it hooked up to this one here. Now, I won't show the control of the Altair in this video. It's quite a long-winded thing to get it set up. But if you do want to see a video showing the Altair being controlled from the terminal, then leave a comment and I'll post a separate video. What I want to look at in this video is just a very quick demonstration of the sorts of things that you can display on a dumb terminal like this. They are really intended just for the display and input of text, and what you normally do is hook it up to another piece of equipment, and it's really used as the interface and control unit for that system. So it's connected either through RS-232 or through a current loop, and you can send commands to the remote equipment, you can receive information back from the remote equipment, and they are quite flexible and they are lots of fun to play with if you're into vintage electronics and vintage computers. They're also extremely useful if you have machines like the Altair, because the way you'd normally control the Altair if you don't have one of these is to use a PC running an emulator program such as Hyperterminal, and it's not particularly convenient. It takes some of the fun away. This really gets you back to the basics of using vintage computer systems, and they are quite nice machines to use. You're sitting in front of one of these really does take you back to the days when computing used to be much more fun. So, as I say, if you want to see me running the Altair with it, then just leave a comment. What I'll do now is I'll move the camera so you can see the screen of the terminal better. I won't go into all the inner workings of the terminal. This is just a very quick demonstration of things you can display on the screen. In terms of what you can control and how you go about that, it's sky's the limit. It's an RS-232 interface, and anything that you can control with RS-232, in theory you should be able to use this for. It is fairly slow. Maximum baud rate is 19,200, so you wouldn't be able to do any real fast moving graphics with it, but it is a lot more flexible than you might imagine. And as I say, what I'll do is just send a few text files to it so you can see the sort of thing that it can do. So as you can see, they are quite fun to play with, very useful, and you can control pretty much anything with them that has an RS-232 interface. If you do have one of these and you read through the manual, you might be a bit confused as to why certain things don't seem to be accessible, and potentially it's because they're not installed. Quite a few things were options with these machines, such as the answer back, the here is function was an option, the integrated software setup menu was an option. There were various things like that that were optional and not all fitted. Even the 24 line mode is an option, which this machine does have. So don't just assume that everything that's in the manual will be accessible, because they may well not be installed. Okay, that's it for this video, very short. As I say, if you do want to see more of this, if you want to see it doing anything in particular, then please let me know. But this is really intended for people that have a genuine interest in vintage computing.